We're going to space.
Whole hullabaloo about you, man, and this mess you got going.
I would take an axe to a couple people's heads. I mean, I would go barbaric.
To a couple robots?
No, to maybe
really...
like a town, like Oblivion style.
Whoa, no, you just...
Sir, we're talking about robots.
Scabies is a that's also a staple of white culture.
Y'all some nasty niggas, bro.
Is that white culture?
I believe
y'all
scabies,
can keep that shit.
Dirty.
But the black people, they smoke the weed and they get too relaxed.
I'm not getting taken down by no British cops.
Is this true, Don Juice? Is this true? You know the foreign affairs. Is this true?
It's propaganda. Just saying.
Hello, friends, fiends, everybody in between. We are back here with a testosterone-filled episode. We got all the we got 2/3 majority here.
Does that make it testosterone filled?
No.
It's 2/3.
Well, technically, everybody has testosterone.
And that's true as well.
So I guess it would be testosterone favoring.
But isn't estrogen?
But then everyone also has estrogen.
So
but there's
it's
still more testosterone.
there's more testosterone.
Yeah.
But no, you did a very good job last week. I do commend you. You had your topics ready. What sucked was I had forgot that we were doing ladies' night, and like I had already made topics. I was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, that
And
sucked.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't suck. You guys did great. You got my girlfriend trashed, and that was a little fun.
I didn't get her anything. She drank what she decided to drink.
Fair enough, but it was a good episode. I liked it, and I heard you edited it as well.
I sure did.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. So we got Spaceboy Dandy over here.
Mm-hmm. I'm over here
Editing episodes.
Yeah, I do editing things and stuff all the time. So. It's nothing new.
Still mad at me, obviously.
I'm not mad.
You sound a little mad.
I'm not mad. I'm defensive. I'm not mad.
Fair enough. Oh, we're really going to have a testosterone-filled show soon.
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
Mitch just came in. We got
So, the lady...
Black Mitch.
Black Mitch... Oh, let me turn you up. Yeah, let me cut you on. So let me fill you in as well. The ladies are going to go on a ladies' night.
We're going out.
Giselle's going to get changed. It's the 411 Pain sponsored ladies' night at the Beecham, which Zav said was they were going to give out money for the ladies coming to party. And all of our significant others are going to this 411 Pain sponsored. You remember the Beecham. That was where we went on my birthday a couple years ago. For the listeners here, that's a long time. It used to be a theater at one point, like in the past. It was the Beecham for a while, and then it was Mako's, wasn't it? Where you could just write an M in permanent marker on your hand and go in there.
Party it out.
Yeah. Oh, I can still barely hear you. We got Black Mitch over here, left foot green.
I'm rolling smooth tonight.
Oh. Yikes.
After some technical difficulties, we are back. So they're going out to this 411 Pain lawyer referral service sponsored ladies' night at the club where you can roll blunts on the bar, in the bathroom, in front of the bathroom guy who will sell you condoms, on the dance floor.
Guy that sells you condoms. That's enough said.
They had the dude in the wheelchair dancing.
Oh, he's always there.
What do you mean he's always there?
I've been there like 3 times.
What the fuck news is this?
The 3 times that I've gone, that there was a wheelchair guy and he was wheeling it. So I assume that
That's
he's always
Mr. Steal
there.
Your Girl.
I assume he's always there. I mean, if he was there 3 times and it was like at least a month in between each, I think he regularly goes.
So
He gets a slide-in discount.
so Spaceboy Dandy will be departing with the ladies here soon. It was just the fill-in since you got home. So
Are y'all taking spaz?
oh yeah, it's full ladies' night. You got to take Spaz. That's your emotional support animal. They got to let her in the club.
I don't think
You can sue them.
I don't think she's dressed appropriately.
Put a dress on her.
She's in leopard print.
Put a cat dress on her.
That's disrespectful.
Get her some cat lipstick.
You don't put clothes on animals.
I think you should put clothes
Some
on
dogs,
animals.
when it's cold,
As long as
sometimes
their
you gotta
arms are free.
sometimes you got to give them a cute little sweater.
No.
As long as their legs are free to like bend and move, I feel like you should
You
totally.
can't crochet a dog a
It's
sweater.
disrespectful.
What about putting
It is
socks on
disrespectful.
them?
But it's like you're just
Put
saying I
socks
should
on
just go
dogs?
naked.
Yeah, socks on dogs.
That's just uncomfortable for the dog. They don't like that. They clearly don't like it.
Can I just say something that Socks on Dog reminded me of? I saw 2 semis butt to butt tonight, and I was really concerned as the goings on in between those 2 semi trucks.
Like they were a love bug?
Yeah, we've had that love bug epidemic. That's been terrible. So Left Foot Green.
Real quick, y'all seen that plane?
Which plane?
That plane that was just parked on
What?
next to I-4?
No,
Seen that plane? Like what?
Like
that plane of
it-
existence. Like what do you mean?
Like yeah, bro. Like
It was a small passenger plane that had to make an emergency
Cessna?
landing. Sure.
You don't get in those fucking things.
Yeah, no.
Where was the plane?
On Maitland, on the on-ramp.
I did not see the plane.
Cause it was there for like a good 2 days.
But other
no.
people are saying that the plane was gold, and some of the people are saying the plane wasn't there at all. So
I was there.
No.
It was clearly there. I saw that shit. It was there. But what's wild is it when it came down for the emergency landing, like it rear-ended somebody. So imagine that. Imagine you're driving down I-4. Like it's one thing to get hit by
Whose
a car.
insurance gets charged?
But it's like holy shit. How does she just driving fucking airplane just?
Does the Florida no fault law count if you're in an airplane?
Well,
I
as
don't
my
think
brother,
so.
as my
Maybe.
brother pointed out, if you got your own personal airplane, you probably have enough to fix whatever Ford Fiesta.
And the
you
owner was driving, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that, like drive my own Cessna, but I know the risks. You know, you could crash into the Maitland Exchange.
So what we do. We all go to Claremont and we get our pilot licenses.
I'll do it.
I don't trust you with the pilot
Let's
license.
go. Let's do it. It's not like I got a plane. So what difference does it make?
Yeah. He's got a good
You get
point.
pulled
Should
over.
you
You just-
acquire one?
I want a pilot license just
No.
in case some shit pops off and we're on the plane. And like anybody knows
And
how
then
to
you're
fly
like,
the plane, I'm like I can't.
I know how to fly the plane. Me.
Like,
Select me.
I'm the captain now.
Look at me.
Look
You
at
do
me.
look Somalian.
I'm the captain now.
And I'm here to save you.
So Black Mitch,
Bad as I.
you just had to get back from a job call.
Oh man, all night,
They call you all the time.
all the time.
Oh man,
I
that
called at
sucks.
2 a.m. last night.
Yikes.
This woman calls, and then I call her back because she said she had a leak. So you know you have to call them back. Call her back. It's 2 a.m. and as she answers the phone, she's muttering, "Who the fuck is calling me at this time of night?"
Oh no.
I'm just like, I'm sitting there on the phone, like, no, you know, I definitely just randomly woke up at 2 a.m. to call you. Then she tells me, like, I heard you had a water leak. She goes, oh, yeah, that was last week, and luckily my sister was here to help me clean it up, or everything would have been flooded. I'm like, all right, so what's up then? Why are you calling? She wanted a washing machine replaced. She had been told that we would replace her washing machine, and she wanted it.
At that
At
time.
that moment.
Shoot. And then I'm sorry there. So she wanted her a new replacement for the washing machine. She called you and then was upset and confused about who was calling her back at
2 in
that
the
time
morning. Yep.
in regards to the washing machine.
There was a lot of
Apparently.
layers to this fucked up 2 in the
What?
morning.
That's layered.
We're just trying to figure out zigzag rotations here. But yeah,
Serpentine.
tenants are the worst.
Yes, they
Um,
are.
On my quote day off of Monday, I had a guy lose a key. It's $25 a key, mind you. He lost both keys, but he's cool enough with his roommates that I let him slide, copying one of theirs for the front door. But
I bet you go say somebody he lost his kidney.
Nobody
His
lost
kidney.
kidneys.
I'm about to say,
Whoa.
I'm about
Woke
to
up
say,
in ice.
holy shit, he
Yeah,
lost his kidney.
nobody lost a
The
kidney.
fuck y'all over
So
there
same
doing?
day, on my off day, I had a well. Somebody kicked the well pipe right at it's threaded into the well pump. So like they kicked it right at the thread and broke it right at the thread. So I had to pull it out with pliers, like cut through it with like chiseled through the thread without trying to break the metal thread on the. So tenants are the worst. They're terrible. But they make money for technically us. So that's God bless them. Everybody needs housing.
Fair housing.
Over here we got the main man
Oh shit.
dropping tabs, dropping dimes.
tabs, dropping
Yeah.
dimes. I'm not dropping no fucking dimes. Bro.
Hey, you dropping dimes?
Ain't no snitches in this bitch. There best not be no rats. And can't have that.
Give them the fast.
You heard it here
Rats.
first, folks.
This is
No rats.
not how you.
We are very hygienic.
People like to keep rats as pets, so that's kind of
Well, it depends.
rude.
It depends on the rat. I'm not talking about the nice little lab rats. They're cool.
Those are
Those are
cute.
mice.
Not all of them. Some of them are.
It's not a mouse.
rats.
That's a rat.
No, some of them are mice.
Some of them are
I'm talking about the
mice.
big boys.
I don't like the big ones primarily because I don't like their tails. If their tails maybe were not
Hairless?
hairless, I think I could tolerate it. But then it's like the bigger they get with that hairless tail, I'm not a fan of that aesthetic.
I used to have a rat, and that rat was cool as hell, and then two fat lesbians sat on my recliner and
Oh
crushed
no!
it to death.
What?
Did they say oops?
Both of them?
They
Did it
just
get
were kinda
trapped
like,
between them? What?
Did it bleed?
We just heard a snap and like
Oh no!
it was like a snap merp, and then nothing.
Poor
It
baby.
cried. It made a merp.
It merped.
Oh no!
That could have just been all of the air being forcefully ejected out of it, but it merped.
And that was the last and only word he ever
So like,
said.
is it more cruel to merp the fucking? Because that's gonna be a
I
new
think that's-
verb.
that's-
Is it more cruel to merp the fucking thing, or to like put those brain implants and like do all the different tests they do on these rats? Because they'll control the rats. I mean, not yet. They do control like roaches and shit.
They grew an ear on one.
Wait, what? Say that
You
again.
never saw that?
Yeah, they've grown ears.
Elaborate with
Yeah,
that.
you grow an ear, you grow a dick on one.
That's
you
fucked
know,
up. That's fucked up. It's
like that
I get-
episode of South Park?
Yeah, eco penis.
It's like I get why you do it, but it's like, come on, bro. Did you have to put it on like a living rat?
I do, because I care about all living beings. I do like to some
Oh, so
extent,
you're
like,
pro life?
I care about all living beings. I'm not gonna say I don't label myself with such terms
No?
as pro life or pro choice. I think that's kind of I don't know. That's too like this or that for me.
Well, past couple of days have been pretty this in a couple of southern
this?
states. We got Alabama.
What's Alabama?
Yeah, I wouldn't go there, but it's really isn't one of it. Doesn't it border us at the Panhandle at one point?
Yeah.
That's
No.
no good. That's no good.
I've been to Alabama a few times.
That's no good.
Touching
It's not fun.
tips.
It's boring. Those boys.
They're touching tips.
Yeah.
So they recently passed a bill essentially banning abortions in total. And if a doctor performs an abortion, they get 99 years in prison, whereas a rapist, they could get like 10 years, the mandatory minimum. So I don't like the idea of abortion. I think that you should go all other routes that you can, but to make it so restrictive is insane.
It's literally insane. It's fucking ridiculous. And like telling people that they don't have an option to like safe access to, I don't know. It's just fucking ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Like I don't think I really don't think it should even be this much of a problem as it is. Not to say that it shouldn't be taken seriously, but it's just crazy to me to think that like this is even an argument of like if someone should be able to, have that option available for them.
I think you hit it on the head when you said safe, because people are still going to go do it. You're just dismantling the ability to get it done safely.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just creating more danger and more problems. Like I personally think that abortion should be considered like a last resort. It's obviously, it shouldn't be like, you're just making these careless decisions and then you do it. And again, that's not to say that that's everybody who is in these situations, but I think I don't know. It's weird.
So
It's just weird.
So this one, it was actually if you can detect a heartbeat in the fetus or zygote or whatever stage it is at that point, then that's when you can't get it, right? So when you can detect a heartbeat is 2 weeks after you miss a period.
Yeah, I saw it on Billboard.
It's not the.
They said your baby's
That's
heart
not the
is
most
beating.
viable source.
See, I said that same shit.
I mean,
said
like
that
it's
same
not
shit.
wrong.
I've
It's
never
not.
been lied to by a billboard.
Advertisement.
No, it's the Billboard, like the music charts.
Oh.
No, the Billboard.
You saw it on a billboard.
On a billboard.
billboard.
Who paid
Like-
for the billboard?
Like when I was driving by, I don't know, some probably like
church?
pro-life thing, because it said your baby's heart is beating like 14 days after, something like that, or like after 14 days, some shit about your baby's heart beating.
So it's
Wait, did you think the music billboard was talking about abortion?
yeah, no.
Wait,
'cause-
how would it, what?
Yeah, like the magazine.
Billboard
It's a
top-
magazine.
That's magazine.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought you
Yeah,
meant like
they're
the music
trying to say
billboard,
tr-
like
no,
the top 20 billboard.
But it's the same company that does
I
the
don't read
magazine.
magazines.
It's internet too. I don't. So you're fucking picking up a magazine. Who does that unless you're in a dentist office? So this is really not a laughing matter that we're making it into. So Missouri as well has now passed today. 110 to 44. That's an insane ratio there. To do the exact same thing.
Think about what states these are.
8.
But that's
No,
so
I get it.
ridiculous, because like
I get what you're saying.
But
It's-
that's literally the biggest thing.
It's how you destroy a population because it's
There is fucking Alabama. They're all.
If you're still in Alabama, you know why you're there.
and that's why they get so many abortions
well, that's unfortunate.
because like they're inbreeding. They're like, shit, this baby's not gonna live.
Dude,
So like,
it's like.
so if your baby,
know how many
if your
people-
baby, if you were able to detect that your baby was like heavily disabled, what would you want? What course would you want it before it comes out? Like at a young age, relatively.
like,
well,
if you
how
take the
far
way-
how
well,
far
here's-
along are you when
if
you
it-
find that out?
With me,
Let's call it like the late part of the first trimester.
well, with me, I'm for. I'm like nah.
Yeah, you really.
I'm like nah. We gotta try that one again.
Oh no!
Yeah, we gotta try that one again. Like, I'm not even
Scratch.
gonna bullshit you. I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like I'm pro-choice to the fullest. It's just I'm pro-choice from a point of selfishness, if it makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
So I'll
that's,
just
that's a really good way to say it.
There's
Yeah.
nothing really wrong with that, though.
I'm in
Because
mine.
at that point, you're like, okay, I could have a kid that's pretty much going to be a vegetable.
So here's the difference. So like
Like it's fucked
Now-
up in a sense because it's still a person.
now that
Yeah.
question,
But it's
that's
like,
hard for
I'm just
me.
telling the truth.
Like it depends on what they can tell me is wrong with it. The issue is like once it's born, it's born. You can't murder your child because
No.
you have regrets
Yeah,
that
at
you
that
didn't
point,
abort
yeah.
it. And that's a terrible thing to say, but like I don't think I would be able to want that decision made even if my child was disabled. You know what I mean? Like I don't. It would just be such like that. My boy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I guess now you can't do it regardless in 2 southern states, and I guess Florida's about to vote on it.
It's
Heartbeat
very
bill.
interesting. Which, because also like the heartbeat thing, so a lot of people don't even know that they're pregnant 2 fucking weeks after the fact. Like, what do you mean?
Because late pregnant or late
what?
late periods are common.
Yeah, and most
can
people
be-
aren't like necessarily expecting to. People who need or go to get abortions aren't expecting to get pregnant, so they're not taking those first response fucking tests like to know 3 days after. You know what I mean? Like it's just I think it's really shitty. It's putting people in a super shitty position. But
Can I just say I have a problem with the name of the act? It's called the Missouri Stands for the Unborn Act. They stand for the unborn.
They stand for the unborn.
Apparently,
But once they're born,
they don't
they're
stand for it
not-
because.
So then, are we going to also stand for the unknown? Like, what do you
Ferguson
mean? Like,
in Missouri? Isn't that where that city
Yeah.
exists?
Yeah.
So you don't stand for the born.
Think
No.
about
Fuck the born.
Think about the state. It's a bunch of wild boys out there. They bunch of Hicks.
Well, I mean, let's not offend our Missourian friends.
I mean,
but like, no, y'all elected 110 to 44. That's fucking bonkers.
they
like,
still got plan. They still sell Plan B in Alabama.
I think that could. No, I'm not sure if that would be considered abortion. They call them abortion pills, and I
So
don't. I actually like. I
they're
feel
not
like
abortion pills.
Yeah, if the Plan B works, that's not an abortion. Like that thing that's just a fertilized egg that it kills.
Yeah.
You know, like, but going in there with the medical equipment or, you know, what this bill's going to turn into, fucking coat hangers and vacuums. I mean, unless you can get the unlicensed doctors I was talking about that you could sell the horseshoe crab blood to, the HCB. You got to that's why to fund the unlicensed doctors now that abortions are illegal. You got to fund the unlicensed doctors and get these good illegal abortions done. You want real doctors doing abortions in a public storage.
You know, but
preferably with saran wrap everywhere.
at the same time, like, you know, there is still this importance that I think a lot of people have to realize that, you know, there are still several steps that we can each individually take
100%.
prior to
Getting
you
pregnant.
know, perhaps wanting or needing to have an abortion. Obviously, that's not every case. That's not everyone. But
Yeah, we get it.
you know,
accidents
for a
happen.
lot of these people who are complaining, they're the same ones who could who could have probably done more. You know what I mean, in terms of preventing it. So it's, you know, don't just look at it one-sided.
Your tribe is leaving.
I gotta go.
Oh, we lost a man.
The ladies are gone.
We lost a man. Man down.
It
Man
is
fucking down.
to ladies' night.
Man down, everybody.
Last week was Femcast. This week the ladies are going out to the 411 Pain Ladies' Night.
Are we getting paid every time you say that? You say it like we're getting
Sound like a
paid.
sponsor.
If you're getting paid, you got to tell us, man. I don't mind you getting slipped the.
I'm only getting paid when I want to. Sometimes I just want to promote fucking accident attorneys. You changed things?
I've
I?
transcended.
Oh,
Yeah, he's on that right now. turned
Now
it
I
down
sound amazing.
y'all ladies be safe. Oh my god.
And go with God.
God damn it.
low. And she slammed the door.
Oh man, I don't even know where we. So as men, we don't really have. Oh, it's the real deal testy cast at this point. That's what
Yep.
That's what I was calling for earlier. So we really don't have an actual opinion that we can. Like, I know that sounds like some leftist point.
I can't have a baby, so I can't speak on
Right.
that
Like
stance.
I hate like the fact that it's, you have no say and all.
I can't have opinion.
I can have an opinion.
can have an opinion.
But I shouldn't
can't-
have an actual like. But at the same time, a lot of our lawmakers are male.
Yeah.
So like they have a. You can't say that only females can vote on something like this, but to most males, and not even from the selfish standpoint, should, because I wouldn't. Even if my child was like developmentally fucked, you know, like beyond repair, like in a wheelchair, like I knew my child would have to live in a wheelchair. That would be such a hard decision for me to make.
'Cause that's your whole life. Like,
That's my clone. You know, that's
that, and you're gonna be. That's.
oh yeah,
you're taking
the
care
two
of that
things. Yeah,
kid
no, the two,
forever.
that's our two polar vortexes there. It's a snowstorm. So like, you guys know me. I don't like government. I don't think it should exist. They definitely shouldn't be telling you can be in a cage because you had some cells. I mean, even if it's I hate the late term. It's just like the late term abortion things I don't like, but like still sometimes it's necessary. And as we've went over, it's gonna cause more backyard abortions. Like this is I don't mean to trivialize it with these terms. But it's kind of funny when I say that. But you don't want the backyard abortions. I would not want a woman to have to go through that. or a doctor to have to perform without his license unless I'm making money off of him. So
That's what we do. We become a referral service for unlicensed doctors.
that's also illegal.
Oh shit!
You can't refer unlicensed doctors, but
Let's Gussie that title up.
it's 321 pain. 1-800-321-PAIN. Oh man. So something that spawns off this a little bit. This woman, she works at a McDonald's.
Oh, this shit's already took a turn right there.
I'm not sure if I should give her name. I'll give her name. So, this woman will not serve any time in prison for holding her newborn baby face down in a toilet moments after giving birth at a McDonald's restaurant more than a year and a half ago.
How did they know this?
Um,
How did they know this? How did they know this whole scenario?
she was placed on
There's
4
no
years.
cameras in bathrooms.
She was placed on 4 years of supervised probation.
How did they know this?
She was also ordered to complete parenting classes. She was originally charged with attempted murder, but she pleaded no contest to a lesser charge of felony child endangerment.
So she
said
outright did it.
This judge said she would consider imposing a sentence lighter than the 4 years she had previously offered. According to the prosecutors, and that's a big thing in Coutret's argument here, Lochner gave birth to a baby boy while working as a cashier at the McDonald's on the 100 block of Chestnut Street in Redwood City on September 4th, 2017. That's just calling out that whole McDonald's. That was rude.
Yep.
She went to the restroom several times with complaints of stomach aches. During
Who
one
was
trip,
asking her? Was a McDonald's employee like, why you keep going to the bathroom so much?
probably during one trip, a coworker noticed blood on the floor, which Lochner reportedly dismissed as her having a heavy period.
Aw.
I mean, are you can question that at that point? It's like you don't want to get into that. It's like, you know what?
No, as a manager, you're like, oh,
Yeah, but you got to still clean it up.
I gotta clean
somebody.
it up.
No, I don't. As a manager, I don't. Somebody does.
Oh.
Make her clean it up. Clean it up. What are you doing?
Throw
You're just
napkins
dripping
on
blood
her.
on the floor of a
I
McDonald's.
was
What's
about to
wrong
say,
with you?
bro,
Like, I don't care if you're a worker.
Big Big Macs in there.
Like,
I
would
was
yell
say
at
you bring her
anybody.
out a bun.
No, I would yell at I would yell at a customer. Like, you gotta clean that up. Like, what are you doing? I'm not
Wait,
cleaning
was
your.
she working at the McDonald's?
She was working at the McDonald's as a
okay.
cashier.
That explains why they were asking why she's going to the bathroom so much.
So, a second coworker who went to check on Lochner during another visit looked over the stall and saw a newborn face down in the toilet with Lochner's hand on his back. Prosecutors said, and that's another
Wait,
big.
did she? But they said she could. Okay, they said she confessed to it, right?
She pled no contest to
Okay.
a lesser charge of child endangerment. So no,
But
because here's the thing: she could have literally not done it.
No.
I'm not saying that she didn't do it, but I'm saying she could have not done it. But the evidence was, if you took it to trial as not guilty, no fucking jury would believe you, and you'd get you can't plead down from attempted murder.
That's what I'm saying. Cause
So
it's like,
she pled down at the very, like I get your point here.
How
Like
can you
there is
prove
reasonable doubt here.
okay,
Like
it's
there's
just like-
reasonable doubt that she got intimidated. Like she fucked up, birthed a child, it fell face down into the toilet. She accidentally pressed the flusher, all birthed out. Right? Like that's. I'm saying I could never have a baby, but I know. Like, think about it. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, if
that's
you're
some
tired,
endorphins.
Like the head comes out. The head's gonna come out first.
they're fucking tired. That motherfucker just. Like that's bad. You don't want that coming out your holes. So like,
Not unsupervised. at
as the
least.
coworker stepped down, she told investigators she heard the toilet flush.
Who's the coworker?
Lochner
snitch.
reportedly told the coworker not to call police, but the coworker did anyway. And responding officers found the baby boy not breathing and without a pulse. He was rushed to a hospital and placed in a medically induced coma, but has since recovered. In an interview earlier this year, the district attorney said the child was living with his father's aunt and meeting all his milestones, which I'm assuming is developmental milestones. So oh shit.
What?
Just the way this sentence works is funny because I don't think they mean it the way that it sounds. But the bathroom birth was the second for Lochner, who delivered a baby at home about 5 years ago, according to prosecutors.
So, hey,
She just doesn't like going to the hospital with her babies.
No, she's working. So like when I first heard, because your wife told me about this, and I was like, what? And she got fired, but she won this case, but she got fired. The way she framed it at first was the woman gets fired for giving birth at her job, McDonald's bathroom, and I was like, that's fucked up, But then I hear about the flushing aspect.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't
So-
want that, especially when news reports are given their entire address.
But there's a
away.
reasonable doubt to the flushing aspect. Like who is this coworker?
Oh,
Who's to
who
say
is
this
it?
coworker doesn't like Lochner? Like she just happens to come in, and this bitch happens to be holding the baby back down into. Like I'm sure she was. I want to believe that this woman was not trying to
pick it
drown,
up.
because everybody knew she was pregnant. Like that's the big thing. Like everybody already knows you're pregnant.
It's not like you can walk out and not be pregnant anymore, and somebody's gonna go, "Wait a second, weren't you?"
hey, you look different.
But at the same time, there's some crazy fucking people out there. And you don't know if this person was just like, oh no, this motherfucker, I'm trying to work a 12-hour shift. They're at work while they're supposed to be giving birth. They're in labor at work. So obviously they don't give a fuck. So maybe they're just like, shit, I'm trying to make overtime. Go away. So she gets no prison time. The courts found her to not be trying to drown her child. And you're right. In that case, you could say she allegedly tried to do all that. She was found not guilty of all that. Well, I mean, no contest to all that. But she's getting all her shit.
But she still doesn't get to work at McDonald's anymore.
But she's fired from. That's a $12 an hour job. They're hiring mostly robots now.
Mm-hmm. My cousin's a robot. He got hired there last week.
That happens. So speaking of a toilet baby.
Oh, that was a hell of a transition right there.
Oh man. Oh, that's no good.
What does that mean?
Oh, ad blocker is causing an issue with the Washington Post.
Oh no!
Oh,
It's
no.
like, nah.
I suppose hey, come on, man.
If you're using an ad blocker, like we see that you're using an ad blocker, but you know what you can do? You can pay us. Fuck you, pay me.
It's like, listen, watch the Post.
So here's some technical
Give me an
difficulties. I can go.
What is it?
So Game of Thrones spoilers upheading. Like they're coming. This last episode, Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen, first of her name, breaker of chains, mother of all dragons, the Khaleesi, leader of immigrants. So, first of all, she killed all her immigrants, which was a problem a couple weeks ago. Like, everybody's like, it's a big problem that only people of color died this episode. And it's like, bro, they were a horde. They were cavalry. They were literally cavalry. They were on horseback with swords.
Some Dothraki survived.
A few. And it really didn't seem that many should have survived was another thing. Like, it was, like, it seemed like a lot more got killed than came back. But they came back, apparently. So this bitch, she rides her dragons into the keep and kills a bunch of innocents. That's the spoiler. That's the biggest spoiler. If you haven't watched it, I guess you either don't watch it, so it doesn't matter, or you're a simp who doesn't care, and that's your fault. I've already warned you. But so the issue is a lot of feminists have gotten very upset by this, saying obviously this is misogyny of how she was written. A woman gets power and she goes crazy. So let me ask you this, feminists. What happens when your parents are brother and sister? What happens when you felt no emotion watching your brother, who, yes, kind of wanted to fuck you, it seemed, getting his head
Definitely not seemed.
poured
Definitely was.
over in silver by the guy he sold you to? You felt no emotion whatsoever in like the third episode of the show. So if you couldn't see those things, right? You're portraying like first of all, you're seeing her as just a victim at first, instead of seeing her as being empowered by that. So that's just you weakening a woman in your mind. Secondly, you're not seeing the obvious building here, and it built to her walking through flames and thinking she's some sort of savior and, you know, getting slaves freed but crucifying the masters, which, like, that just doesn't make sense. Enslave the masters. I know it sounds or pay them so you
Show
can
'em
be
you're better.
Yeah, but give them like minimum ass wage. You know, think up some Westeros minimum wage. I don't know how many fucking gold it takes for what. But so this bitch killed all the innocents, and all these feminists are very mad, saying that they couldn't see it coming. Like, why did it come? Foreshadowing. What happened was foreshadowing is not the same as character development, is what I kept reading. What do you fucking
I was gonna
mean?
say, that's what character development is.
And they kept saying, well, if they gradually moved her into doing that, she killed Samwell's dad and brother.
Yeah,
For nothing but not bending the knee, like 4 episodes ago. That is character building into killing innocents, because that's someone. She said to fight tyrants, but she's saying I'll kill you if you don't call me your leader, your fucking queen.
She brought the Dothraki over, who were raping and pillaging people, which is why she had to stop them from raping and pillaging
horse people.
She threatened to burn courts to the ground after they wouldn't let her into the city. What else did she do? She released all the slaves and said, "Follow me, or you're gonna get killed."
And they already didn't have dicks or balls, whichever one they don't have. I think the one guy was able to fuck. Grey Worm was able to fuck, and that's why he was so sad, because he got that pussy, and they executed her. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna kill everybody. I don't care. My Khaleesi says, yeah.
She was just, you know.
But it makes total sense that she killed all these people. Anybody who didn't see that is a fucking idiot, like, obviously. But a lot of people didn't see that, and for this whole season they haven't seen it. And there's a petition out to remake the entire final season written differently.
Fans are annoying.
I blame Mass Effect for that.
I was about to say.
That was the first one that let people, and they gave into it and rewrote the ending, so I blame them. If they had just been like, nah.
Oh, is that the
the
multiple ending joke of Mass Effect?
Where they went back after the game had shipped, and people complained about it so much that they're like, all right, we'll give you a new ending then, and
better than Fallout 76.
No, not even. Fallout 76 stands by its guns and has gotten so much better.
So may I take a piss break and you guys take over for a minute about shitty fandoms? Just go into that for a second.
But no, fans, they fuck shit up. Cause with the Mass Effect, that story was too big of a thing to have that many different endings.
Right.
And if you're a fucking sci-fi fan, how does it always fucking end after this big epic space fucking journey? They end up fucking sacrificing themselves for the whole universe. So it's like, what you mad about?
And that's a great way to end a story. Like, you want to put an end to your trilogy and not have to keep making sequel after sequel after sequel and living up to higher expectations, then just let everyone die heroically.
Exactly. Like, shit, I didn't finish Mass Effect 3. So when I started playing it more recent times. So I wasn't on it, but it was super, super hype.
No. We're in the city. Raccoons.
We're in the city, man.
So, I think we should all take a shot. Hear more coons. So,
I'm going to petition for you to never say that again.
So, there's been a petition for almost 1 million viewers of Game of Thrones to remake the whole thing, rewrite it. But by the same guys, David Benoit and DB Wise.
Which that even more is a shit dick thing to do. Like, oh, we didn't like what you wrote.
Like, shut up.
Give Schindler's List a better ending.
Like, stop. Get out of here. Stop being a bitch.
Schindler's List was the most happy movie.
Oh, it was. It was. Was it happy?
Yeah.
What was so happy about Schindler's List?
It was a happy movie.
Sad XD. But nah, man. Fans always fucking shit up, bro. They bitch about the dumbest fucking things. Like, I get it. you want stuff to.
So Sonic got changed.
Prime example, yeah. See, Sonic one makes sense because I don't even know why they thought that was a good idea in the first
Sonic
place.
1, they were about to lose so much money out of that if they didn't fix it.
I mean, I'm still not watching it, but it's like you knew what the fuck you were doing. You know that shit didn't like.
Y'all saw the Shadman remixes.
Oh god, nah. Thankfully, I didn't.
Oh, I sent them. I'll show you again.
See?
Sonic's got tits.
I didn't ask for that. Oh wait, maybe
Eyeliner.
I did see that.
So, as I've seen them called confusingly at first because I only know D&D as Dungeons and Dragons, even though I've never played. So it's like double. It's poser nerd.
We'll get you in here.
How sad is that I'm a nerd poser? But
We'll get you in here and make a nerd out of you yet.
But still never completed Half-Life. Not even Black Mesa.
I'm gonna flip this damn table.
Oh, it's happening. So D&D, David Benoit and DB Wise.
Chris Benoit?
It has an I before the O, and I'm French. Yeah, so I think of it as Benoit because he was
Chris Benoit.
the one who killed his family. So
I do a spot for Bowflex.
they are going to write the new Star Wars movies, which we don't even know what the new Star Wars movies are going to be at this point. So here's the thing. We've seen how they are without source material. Kind of basic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not knocking the guys. I'm not saying they didn't create one of the most successful shows of all time.
But they had a really good book to go off of.
And when it was off of the book, it was a good show. And now it's literally for the past 3 seasons, I have felt like, well, I have to finish it. It's like a shitty marriage.
Gotta
You know
see
what I
it
mean?
through.
Yeah,
till
it's
I
like-
get that Bowflex paid off.
Exactly. It's great for tax purposes. It's great for social tax. You know, if you don't watch Game of Thrones, doesn't it feel alienating sometimes?
Well, for me, not so much.
Well, you don't care.
My buddy
Yeah,
Nick,
but
was
you know what I'm
telling
saying,
me-
like-
my buddy Nick was telling me on Plenty of Fish now when you go on
POF.
there, yeah, they have a the first question asked you is, do you watch Game of Thrones?
That's fucking stupid,
and
and
it
I
puts
don't
that
agree
up
with that.
on your profile.
That's fucking stupid, and
does
that's
not.
extra stupid.
He does not.
It's a
He
good
says
show. So it
alienates
was a
him.
good show at first. Then you see their CGI budget, and this you got to think of it. They got the budget of Sopranos. They got this about the same viewership of Sopranos. So they're not able to really do fucking dragons. So these guys are now going to have the budget of Star Wars. That brought you Jar Jar Binks. That's the budget we're talking here. We're talking 6-pack on fucking holograms. We're talking.
Titties, space titties.
There were never space titties, sadly.
There will be
There's
now.
gonna be some space titties.
What do you mean?
There'll be some Star Wars space titties.
He's gonna get it approved for rated R. He's gonna be like, they're
No,
gonna be
no,
like,
no.
nah, we gotta
There's
have.
no way, but like, okay, so like,
Why not?
I never watched Star Wars until a couple years ago. I was kind of like pressured into it by family I was with at the time, and I watched them chronologically from what's the first one? Phantom Menace.
Phantom Man ass.
Phantom Menace.
And that's not the first one that was released, but that's the first one chronologically for timeline. So I watched it for the timeline. Just like if I were gonna watch all the Marvel movies, I would start at Iron Man. You know what I mean? I watch it in the way that it works in their universe, so it makes sense to me. So I don't have to fill in plot lines from other movies I watched years ago. I could just watch it in order and figure it all out. And the prequels honestly weren't that bad, unless you're on acid and you're watching a 2.5 fucking hour thing with Natalie Portman. But
Sounds bad no matter what.
it was really bad. But it's not that bad when you're not on acid. Never watch Star Wars on acid. That's the gist of it. But imagine it with dragons and titties. These guys like. So the guy who did this last one is James Abrams. Or J.J. Abrams, or whatever the fuck his name. Judrums.
Wasn't it?
Judrums.
Dude, I was trying to think of the.
James Cameron.
No. The guy from Spider-Man.
Which one?
John Jamerson.
Oh, he needs pictures.
Yeah.
And his hair's kind of like that. It's a flat top almost. It's a It's a play on a flat
J.
top.
Jonah Jameson.
So he did Lost, which is like that's a fucking mind fuck. And he honestly didn't fuck up this series of Star Wars, but like
The last one sucked.
Like the
Space Chase the movie
with Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Leia just
Yeah,
flying back
flying
in
through.
and landing like
So these guys are gonna make a lot of money off this, and it's gonna be a new story. The whole after this movie that is coming out this next Christmas for Star Wars, it's the end of the Skywalker saga. And as somebody who watched them all chronologically in one sweep, I really don't actually know what that means. Is it just gonna stop following his bloodline? Does it start following Rey the Bay? Does it start following fucking Han Solo's bloodline? Who does it? I don't know how this works.
Han Solo.
Yeah, Han Swallow, Ben Swallow. Like, I don't know how this is gonna work. So like, I don't know how they're gonna take it. Disney, we're gonna go off on Disney real quick. They own 100% of Hulu now, and they now are releasing the Disney Plus. So shouts out to Disney, our lords.
Yeah, like we will own everything that you love. We will take it. It'll be good.
I haven't been to Disney in fucking 20 years. You know, like
it's awful, man.
it's terrible.
We need
Terrible
to make
Disney.
you. We need to make you Princess
J.
Princess J.
I've never been to Disney in my life.
What?
Nope.
Ever?
Nope.
Oh, we're gonna change that. We're gonna have a
Disney
Disney
expensive,
Dude
though,
Day.
man.
Nah, we probably still know people that work there.
Maybe.
I said.
I
Everyone
hope
in
not.
Florida. Everyone
I'm
in
about to
Florida
say,
knows
I
someone.
really hope not.
What you doing now? Oh, working at Disney. Damn.
Oh shit, you're like 30.
Yeah, that's when you just kind of look at them a little sad, like, yeah, you're doing alright.
So in wake of controversial ideas, thousands of Facebook groups go secret in
What is
fear
up with
of
that?
the great zucking. Did you guys get the? How many groups are you guys in, by the way?
I seen that happen in like 2 groups. They went from like
Just 2 groups?
come out in that many groups that I were freaking out.
That's what come out.
That
Oh no.
I'm not in too many groups where they were just
Oh.
freaking the fuck out about shit.
All right. Well, I am in a lot of groups, and Angry
playing
Orchard,
Pictionary.
please. Let me get an Angry Orchard, please. Thank you.
Pictionary.
I am in quite a few groups, and I saw the meme before I actually saw the carnage. Right. So, what bothers me is apparently it started with the group Crossovers Nobody Asked For, which I'm in, and I actually have as seen first. But I saw the meme about everybody going secret before they went secret, which confused me. But I had a plethora of these groups go secret in like the span of 12 hours. And
What was the fucking point?
so here's why it's funny.
No.
If you see some screenshots, there's like 15 fucking groups going secret. So administrators of these groups are worried that they might have been invaded by bad actors who post porn or other content banned by Facebook, reporting that content. So they post it knowing that it's against the terms of service, and then they report it to get this group banned, and to get that group deleted. And it's funny because this is a Vice article that I'm reading this from, but it's like a tactic known as zucking. So they're saying that I could zuck you, and that's just not what the term zucking is. Zucking is if you get deleted or banned. Period. You can't. I mean, I guess you could get somebody to get zucked, but the only person who can zuck is Zuck or his
Lord Zuck Supreme.
or his minions. So here on Vice, this is what they're reporting. It's another fun tidbit. Administrators
Pouring up all in the mic.
Administrators of several large Facebook meme groups told Motherboard that a group called Indonesian Reporting Commission, which is really what caught my eye because I've seen it in these groups. The Indonesian Reporting Commission apparently is something to be feared from what I've seen. Everybody's like, I'm not part of the IRC or whatever like that. So they had been mass joining and reporting posts in the group crossovers nobody asked for, prompting the group to get suspended for a few hours. The admin said that they took their group's secret out of an abundance of caution. So, right now we got Indonesians getting into these groups, posting porn, and reporting the porn. That doesn't sound like an actual viable
It's like
explanation of what's going on here.
It's like I kept seeing like those two groups I seen that I'm in that did that shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why do they switch their fucking shit? Like, so is that apparently that's just something they're doing on Facebook?
So here's what I'm gonna say.
They're just randomly posting porn in people's groups.
No, here's what I'm going to say. I don't know about this posting of porn. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. Like Dragon Ball Saiyan posting. Shouts out Dragon Ball Saiyan posting. I thought I was going to be in a group of like-minded memers who just liked Dragon Ball. What I happened upon in this group was people who have a foot fetish for Goku's granddaughter Pan.
Oh no.
And Android 18, and it was
That one's
really
better.
but still, it's still out of hand. Not what I asked for. Not what I was expecting. So what I honestly think with this is that it was a meme. Like one of the bigger groups that they knew a lot of like admins were in. You know what I mean? Like admins of that group or admins of other, because all the group communities of Facebook have admins who are admins of everything else. So I think it became a meme that like they're like, hey, let's all set our things to secret and make up this Indonesian reporting committee who's been getting us zucked.
Just
That could be a thing. And that'd be wild as shit. That'd be some shit. Holy fuck.
Because I'm in a lot of groups. I look at a lot of memes. I curate my memes. I'm a very artsy guy.
You make sure your meme's up to date.
Up to date, up to par. That's why I'm calling the Doinks Boofs now, and I already know the meaning of boofing.
We can't.
I know
keep
what
doing that.
No, that's what the no. We're gonna do a Google search for boof.
Smoking that boof. You on that boof pack?
It just
Smoking the boof.
it's the boof. You gotta be smoking that boof. But oh wow. In Wiktionary, when you look up boof on Google, the first thing that comes up is verb boof, third person singular, present, simple present boofs.
Oh.
Present participle boofing. Simple past participle boofed. Transitive slang. To have anal sex with someone, usually as the penetrative partner, possibly with negative connotations.
Oh. You're a bad boofer.
So Google hasn't caught on, but the memes have definitely shown the blunts as the boofs. You can't be mad about the memes. You know?
Yeah, you can.
What do you mean?
The memes, sometimes they can get you mad. But you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be. You should be quaint with the memes. So, Denver, I wanted to talk about this last week, but it was Femcast, all the estrogen. The city and county of Denver voted by a margin of just over 1% to decriminalize, quote, magic mushrooms containing psilocybin.
That's fucking wild. That's some wild shit.
Is it also decriminalized by weight, or is it like you can just have as much as you want?
Yeah, no, it does not say anything about that here. I'm assuming you could just have as much as you want. So the fun thing about shrooms is the spores are legal to buy and sell, but not to cultivate. See,
Which, what do they think you're doing with them? You're just eating them?
there's just no regulation on them, is the thing. So you can do it, but you shouldn't, you know? But I feel like it's kind of a cash grab because like at this point, seeing as there's no regulation to it, it's going to bring people there and it's going to flood the black market.
Mm-hmm.
But now that's the time to go, you know, like you drive there with with an ounce of shrooms. I'm not driving to Denver, thankfully, because they'll get me. But you know, you drive there with an ounce of shrooms. Somebody wants to do that.
You having a good weekend.
Yeah.
And you're smoking the weeds.
Yeah, it's fucking Colorado. Shouts out Colorado for doing the things.
You high shell mushrooms, you high on weed, you on the mountain.
You shitting in the forest. Everywhere in the forest is shit covered now. They're gonna be so green up there.
Nah, that's America.
Is it though?
Yeah.
It sounds like deep Europe.
You know it's not really American.
What's that?
So now that we've got this legalized CBD, as long as it's from hemp, you can buy CBD at every Haji store. You know, like anywhere you go, you can buy the seed oil. So this family went to the Magic Kingdom here at Disney, and their grandma, age 69, she was arrested at the gates of Magic Kingdom for carrying CBD oil in her purse.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a punk rock song.
So they were like, man, what the fuck is that? Get over here. Get on the ground.
So, I guess she had the oil, but it contained more than the 0.3% THC that is allowed in the oil. And she was arrested, and that's a felony, by the way. That is a controlled substance when you have THC oil of any kind. So now...
Can you imagine having to be the cop that had to arrest her?
He probably didn't care.
I don't know. I think you'd feel pretty shitty about your day.
She was also trespassed from Disney.
Just like, you get the fuck out of here.
She was banned from Disney.
Don't smoke your non.
Because Disney's zero smoke now, isn't it? And
it doesn't have to be smokable. Like,
you can boof it.
It still doesn't say how she used it. It just says that it's CBD oil. So like CBD oil. It's CBD oil, and it doesn't say whether it was like drops under the tongue or smoking it or boofing it. However, you might want to ingest your CBD oil, your CBD oil.
I would not want 69-year-old grandma boofing her CBD oil.
Would you want the 69-year-old grandma 69ing with a 69-year-old boofer?
Front or back?
Oh no,
that's terrible.
She's tongue boofing them.
That's terrible. That's terrible image.
That's the 57.
My grandmother's super salty.
Oh no! Stop!
It would just dry out that poor gentleman.
All right, we're done with this. By the way, Kanye's naming his new kid Psalm, like the hymns from the Bible. So just let that sink in. That man's fucking crazy and must be stopped. And his wife should have stopped him a long time ago, which means she must be stopped. Other than that, I think Testy Cast has worked out well. Y'all boys got anything else to say?
Nah. Not really.
No?
No.
All right, well, I guess...
It was a pretty solemn ending.
So I guess you gotta... You know, just be good to yourself.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
You know.
Wash
your balls.
Definitely wash your balls. Oh my god, especially with this heat. Talcum powder.
It's a heat wave. It's a love bug wave. Goodbye, friends.